Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinx.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You have lost your voice. Yes, thank you, thank you. I had a good time in the U.S. celebrating my son's graduation. Good morning, Ayo.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning, Rufai.
Good morning, Oji. A quick announcement to the coach of the Nigerian basketball team.
God, Rufai.
Please, Oji's son is a great basketballer, and I want him to play for Nigeria. He's really good. All you just need to do is to call him for trials, let him come for national trials and test him out, and if he impresses you, Oji's son got to play for Nigerian basketball. He's a great talent. I just needed to say that.
Ozrum, you have to pay this man. He's now your new agent. Well, thank you. Well, good morning to you viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In Nigeria, a documentary on the two-term tenure of President Muhammadu Buhari, which would highlight the summary of his achievements, is set to air across different broadcast platforms till Tuesday, May 23rd. The President's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, in a statement, revealed that the 55-minute-long documentary was produced by the media department of the State House with the title, Muhammadu Buhari was here. Under sports in El Salvador, at least 12 people were killed on Sunday in a stampede at a football stadium in the country's capital, San Salvador, after a large number of fans tried to break into the stadium after the stadium gates had been closed. Footage shared by local media showed fans attempting to pull down barricades at the stadium's entrance. The match, which was between local team Alianza and FAS, was suspended after commotion began in the stand. The country's president, Nayib Bukele, described the event as unprecedented and said an exhaustive investigation will be launched. Then, Manchester City celebrated their Premier League title on Sunday after beating Chelsea 1-0 in the team's home finale at the sun-drenched Etihad Stadium. The treble-chasing team now has 88 points from 36 games, 7 more than Arsenal, who have played 37 games. Manchester City lifted the Premier League trophy for the 5th time in 6 seasons and were crowned champions for the 3rd season in a row. Under entertainment, all eyes are on the Cannes Film Festival's top-ranked competition lineup as 36-year-old French-Senegalese filmmaker Ramanda Toulaye Sai's first film, Banal and Adama, landed among the 21 films competing for the Palme d'Or. Sai is the only first-timer in the main lineup this year, and she's also the second black female director to ever compete for the Palme, following Mati Diop, also a French-Senegalese filmmaker whose film, Atlantics, debuted in 2019.
And the winner is?
Finally, Nollywood is still reeling from the 9th edition of the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards, which took place over the weekend. The award ceremony, hosted by Miss Universe 2019, Zozibini Tunzi, and Ike Osakiodua, showcased music performances from top talents, including British Royal Coronation performer Tiwa Savage, who gave an outstanding rendition of a hit single, Somebody's Son. Toby Bakary snagged the award for Best Actor in a Drama for his role in the television series Brotherhood, while Osasi Godaro retained her spot as Best Actress in a Drama for her role in the movie Man of God. Kunle Afolayan's Anikulapo swooped 5 awards out of the 16 categories he was nominated, emerging as the biggest winner of the night with the Best Overall Movie Award.
Thank you, Lord. And you're going to see more. I'm here again next year for this same award. We're only just getting started. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the winners. It was a proud moment over the weekend. I watched the AMVCA. Did you watch, Ayo?
I was watching online.
Do you know, I watched live. I was screaming because, I was rooting for Scar. I mean, in Shantytown. I loved it. Yeah, it does. Really, it reminds reminds me of Al Pacino's Scarface. When he did not win, he lost to Ben Kingsley for Scarface, you know, for the Oscars. That's how it reminds me. It's like, I don't know what happened. But
we're not going to take this thing to tribunal.
No, it's
honestly,
the vote.
Because I don't know how
It's the vote.
Honestly, I don't know how Shanti did not win. Maybe we're
So
going to take this
it's
thing to
because of the vote. It's the US Choice Awards.
Nigeria. Go to court.
Yes, I will go to court over Shantita. I must go to court over Shantita. Chidi Mokeme, my brother, yes.
He was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal.
But congratulations to Toby.
But congrats to Toby too,
Kule
my brother.
Afolayo, all the winners. Well, let's begin what's trending. In the wake of the criticism by the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, of the telephone call placed by the United States Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, to Nigeria's president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, over his election victory, the Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Festus Keyamo, over the weekend, berated Peter Obi, stating that his tantrums are pointless because the United States is aware that he lost the election fair and square. In a series of tweets, Peter Obi stated that there is lack of clarity on the basis of Anthony Blinken's call to Tinubu on the 16th of May, and that since the outcome of the presidential election is being contested in court, the U.S. is expected to await the full resolution of the ongoing judicial process before conferring legitimacy on any of the contending parties. Well, in response, Keyamo told Obi to calm down from his high horse and stop deceiving his supporters. Well, his tweet reads in part: Your Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, I am sorry, but there is clarity as to the basis of the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's call to Tinubu and their pledge for support and cooperation. It's obvious that you and your supporters have overrated your noise and tantrums after the election as having any real effect internationally. No, they have not had any such massive effect as you would wish. Unfortunately for you, the US have dealt with so many opposition figures around the world, and they know exactly how to separate facts from fiction. They know you lost fair and square. They know that in a complex society like Nigeria, you could not have won with your message of religious war. They know you are just a splinter of the main opposition, the PDP. So it amounts to delusions of grandeur to think that you won when you actually came third. Ayo, I'm coming over to you. If you recall, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie last month had written an open letter to Joe Biden questioning, the U.S. seeming support for the February 25th presidential election, because obviously it is in court at this moment. But Festus Keyamo also made a point about the fact that does Peter Obi want, Nigeria to stand still because of his petitions that are in court. But I think it borders down to the fact that the U.S. is such a democratic nation, and, pledging their support in that kind of manner shows that the U.S. should be not seen as partisan in that way. That's what people are saying. I don't agree with that fact, but I also know that the U.S. is all about selfish interests, and they would pledge their support in any way they've deemed fit.
Yes. Okay, so it's only a few days to inauguration, and I believe that the United States of America, with interest in Africa, particularly Nigeria, would congratulate the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whoever sits on the seat. They didn't elect him. According to what is ongoing, Nigerians selected or elected their leader, during the elections, and so the person that was being congratulated is the office of the president-elect. We have to get that right. Whoever emerged as winner would have been called by the United States of America. I think it's important to mention that. And he also, going back to Festus Keyamo's tweet, even though one part of it where he said he lost election fair and square, that's for the courts to determine, because it's yet to do, because it is being challenged in court, and he cannot make statements like that until at least the court is able to rule on that. But he said that he reminded Mr. Peter Obi that during his own election and other parties had gone to court, people congratulated him and he didn't reject the congratulations until the court states otherwise. Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and barring any circumstances, he will be inaugurated on the 29th of May 2023. The United States of America, as a partner, trade partner, diplomatic partner with Nigeria, will congratulate the president-elect of Nigeria. Yeah. It's simple, but I must say also that it wasn't only Mr. Peter Obi that criticized that call. Waziri Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the PDP, also criticized the call. But as we mentioned, the US already condemned the elections, saying that it was fraught with irregularities. However, congratulating the president-elect is normal. It's to be expected.
Yeah, just to make the point clear that the United States President Joe Biden has not put a call through at this point. So that's another point. Well, in another development, Festus Keyamo, a former deputy chairman of the Labour Party, has been trending on social media after he declared himself as the authentic acting chairman of the party. In a viral video over the weekend, Festus said that the constitution of the Labour Party still recognizes him as a substantive deputy chairman of the party, and that he has approached the Supreme Court to declare him as such. He also urged Julius Abure and Lamidi Apapa to stop parading themselves as leaders of the party and described them as fake.
I, as the authentic national chairman of Labour Party, being the man who is former deputy national chairman and now acting national chairman, the only authentic, every other one is fake. Abure is fake. Lamidu Apapa is fake. Because Lamidu cannot emerge in illegality. Lamidu emergence would have been better if there was no consent judgment, if there was no Kalisu Sokafo existing. Lamidu will emerge. But as long as Kalisu Sokafo exists, as long as the consent judgment exists, Abure is illegal. Abure is not a chairman. Lamidu is illegal. Lamidu does not exist. The only exists national chairman, acting national chairman, is Kalisu Sokafo.
Well, in the meantime, Festus was on our nightly program Newsnight, where he accused a former Director General of the Labour Party, OjyOkpe, of threatening his life.
Some people keep on asking, why do I emerge now? I read a lot of reactions from Twitter. Why is it that he is emerging now? Why is it that he's arising now to claim leadership? No, I'm a very peaceful man. I'm in court, like you said. Obi is my brother, my senior brother, my leader. And he knows that his brother from Anambra State is in this party. And he knows that it's a problem. Tell me, why didn't Obi at least say, if he's a Sinabure, even if they say I'm a stupid man, I am this and that, as his brother, he would have said, let me see this man and hear from him. The only time Peter Obi reached out to me was the time he said OjyOkpe. OjyOkpe came to me with one other man from Newi. OjyOkpe told me that, listen, that they have hired so many lawyers, retired judges, they have hired so many, they put 1.something billion against me. That they can do anything. My colleague, the National Vice Chairman South asked him, are you saying anything? He said anything. Even by killing, he said anything. We now carefully told him, say, please, okay, can you give us time to go and think about it? We'll come back. We didn't come back again. I became afraid meeting anybody, because if somebody can go as far as telling you that he can do anything, OjyOkpe, I don't even know where he is. I mean, which side is he? But using that word on the table of negotiation was wrong.
Rufai, please, over to you. I've made a lot of comments on this story.
So what is happening to Labour Party is what happens as a result of success. All these people all of a sudden love Labour Party now so much. They want to be leader because Labour Party got over 6 million votes in the election. Pure and simple. And you can see how the game is playing out. We particularly interviewed Mr. Festus, and I asked him, does he want to do a deal? He laughed that day, a couple of months ago. So what has happened all of a sudden now? They have saw that, Labour has done very well. After the Lamidi Apapa debacle, he too is coming up. What do they keep saying? Recognition. And I think the Labour Party should watch it. Because all of this problem started the very first time when Peter Obi came in, and we asked vital questions. Didn't you do your internal checks before all of this happened? He said, yeah, he did, but they will settle out all the problems. So Festus is back again. Probably, let's give its own a timeline. How many weeks did Lamidi Apapa's own last?
Yeah, not sure.
I think it lasted a month or two. So let's give Festus how far he's going to be able to stretch it. But Labour Party should watch it. Absolutely. Because this is quickly degrading the prospect of Labour Party. But you will have more like that. Probably after Festus another actor will come on the scene, to come and act these plots out.
Right.
But Labour Party should watch it to settle all their internal crises as they go to court, because they do not want any of this drama as we speak. But hey, that's the way politics runs in Nigeria.
Absolutely. Dr. Abati, my main concern was the threat to his life by,
He has to prove that.
Okpe. I thought that was quite strange. I mean, he said he stayed away because OjyOkpe also, had threatened his life. I mean, what do you make
Well,
of
if
that?
he's alleging threat to his life, what he needs to do is to take, the appropriate steps to report to the police or whatever, and he should know that that's a very serious allegation.
Yeah.
Should it become a serious matter? In fact, Dr. Okpe himself can sue him,
Yes.
for, maligning him publicly and all of that. But, that's at their level. I think it's most unfortunate that the Labour Party cannot manage success. In the last election, the Labour Party, became the rallying point for many people, young and old, and succeeded in, winning massively in the East, getting up to 40 seats in the National Assembly, and the party came to the notice of more Nigerians. One will expect that apart from the petition in court, that the objective will be to grow that party into a stronger force than we have seen. Instead, we've had from 3 different chairmen of the party within a space of 1 week. Julius Abure says he's chairman. He's no longer suspended. Lamidi Akpakpa says he's acting chairman. Callistus Okafor also is laying claim to the same position. What then is the difference in terms of foundational ideology between the Labour Party and the other political parties that many Nigerians complain about? After all, some people saw Labour Party as an alternative. But what you are seeing, the ugliness that we're confronted with, is that it's not really an alternative, because the same political culture that we've been witnessing is what we're seeing in the Labour Party.
Absolutely. I wish we had more time on what's trending today. Well, that's all I have, I guess. Thank you very much for your great analysis, as always, on what's trending today. Well, that's all I have for you on what's trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.